In this video, I'll show you how to use weblinks in Liquid Code. Now, basically, weblinks allow you to generate any weblinks. It can generate weblink by either querying the ID or the name, and it is basically useful to generate the sitemap. Now, the sitemap, there is a syntax for sitemap in Liquid that is different, but what I'm talking about over here is like if in the website, if you have so many pages created and the pages are placed in some sort of a hierarchy from a navigational perspective, you can actually generate a sitemap, which I'm going to demonstrate that in my next video. But this video is specifically dedicated for generating the web links. So to start with, let me show you in action first. So I'm in my Power Pages Design Studio. So I've created this page Jan 2025. And if I click on edit code, I will be navigated to this page, the backend code whereby we can start writing the liquid. This is the preview version of how the page will look like. So to start with, uh, let me come up with a clean slate over here. So to start with, we need to do some write some liquid code. So with regards to web links, now how does web link work is first thing is you need to understand the backend of the Power Pages site. So if I click on three dots over here and if I navigate to Power Pages Management, then here you will see the backend list for all the Power Pages configurational artifacts. Now here you have website page templates and so many things over here, and there's something called as a web link sets over here. So web link sets, now I have three different sites like Barcelona, Dubai, Philadelphia. So I'm focusing on Philadelphia. So if you see Philadelphia, if I just filter out by Philadelphia, then here you will see a couple of web link sets, so default and profile navigation. Now what is there in the default web link sets? Here in the default web link sets, if you navigate to links, here you will see home, request object, additional filter, sitemap, entity, generic, and so many things over here, right? So these are all pages. Now what are those pages like? If you see over here, these are like all pages, individual pages, and within pages there are sub pages, right? So if you see over here, there's sub page, here there is a sub page. So what we are going to do, we are going to just, I'll just show you how to use web link first. Okay, now in order to work on web link, first you need to understand that there is a web link set which is already created, default and profile navigation. You can also create your own web link set, and then you can use that web link set in your application as a custom navigation. But we'll just focus only on the default navigation. Okay, so under default, if you see under links, here you will have these many links, right? Now over here, if you see home, the web link set is default and the page is home. Request object, web link set is default and the page is request object. And then there is a display order over here, right? So these are all the display order listed. Okay, to work on with the code, we'll go back to the code over here. And first thing, we will make use of the assignment operator. Now, assignment operator is like assigning value to a variable, right? So how do we write this? So put a percent, curly brace, and then from here, just type in assign, and then you can put your own custom name. Okay, so let me put a custom name as a Girish nav. Okay, so Girish navigation for short, and equal to, I'm gonna reference the web links. So web links, and what the name of the web link? So the name of the web link is default. Now Girish nav, this particular variable will hold the web links default content. The web links default content is this, right? So this whole thing, because we are inside web links default content for a specific site, and it will contain whole of this information. Now just to start with, we'll just start with very simple. We will just see what is the title of that web link. Okay, so if I just refer this, and I'll just say Kirishnav dot and title. Okay, and I'll just save this. sync and do a hard refresh. Still syncing up, so let's wait for some more time. And let me sign into the portal as well. So let me sign in. So it's not necessary, I'm just signing it because I need to show you some other things as well. So I'm just signing into the portal. So if you see the liquid code what we have written, so it's assign Girish nav equal to web links of default percentage sign close, and then we are referring this value and displaying the title. And now if you go into this web link set over here, now here the title is nothing, right? So let me write in the title as default navigation for ferry site. I'll click on save. And once it is saved, I'll again give it a sync. And now, as you see over here, it has rendered default navigation for Philly site. Now, why earlier it was not coming? Because you had a web link set, but the title was left blank. So as you see the plus sign over here, it's like it's not mandatory, business required. So I filled this value, and then it is now able to render that. But this is just extracting the title of a specific web link. But what if I want to extract all these links within this web link set? For that, you need to make use of a for loop. Okay, so let me get rid of this part over here, and I'll just make it a bit cleaner. Okay, so for that we need to write a for loop. So again, the percent curly bracket, and I will just write a for loop. So this is how you write a for loop. So you first copy this for, and then you need to properly end that for. So for and end for. Now within for, you need to write that what are you iterating. So I want to iterate this Girish nav object because it has all the web links, right? So for that, you need to make use of one object. Say I can make it any name, link. Okay, so this is just any name for link in Girish nav dot web link. So Girish nav is an object which is pointing to the web links default, and it has whole bunch of web links in it. Now I need to see what kind of web links it has. Okay, so for demonstration purpose, what I'm gonna do, I will be making use of some emoji. Okay, so let me put a star emoji over here, and then here uh, it's just for reference purpose. Okay, and I will just see what is there in the link. So I'll say link dot url. Okay, and I will put a break, and that's it. So this is my end for. So for link in Girish nav, this object dot web links link dot url end for. Let me save this file and sync it. Now, if you see the web link, what we have is there are so many names over here, right? So these are all the pages which I have created, which in turn have created all the links, right? So the goal is to basically show this in the website. Now, one of the use cases, like if you create a separate page called a sitemap, then you can list down all the pages or the sitemap details over here. Now, as you see over here, it has nicely given all the pages, like say all filters. So this one, all objects, entity, iteration, others. So it has listed down all the pages. Now, if you see over here, it has Jan 2025 web links, all this links over here. So we have extracted the URL object, right? Now, see, if you want to navigate to the page, you can construct the URL just by extracting the main component from the URL and appending it with the URL which you are getting from this particular web link, and you can construct a URL. Okay. Now, this is how you basically get the URL. Now, what are the other things which you can get? Now, the other thing which you can get from here is there is something called as a tooltip, right? Now, I have seen in the Microsoft documentation they have talked about link dot uh, this tooltip. Okay, now this doesn't work. Okay, so instead of that, what I would recommend is to use description. Okay, now I'll show you by putting both as well. So link dot description and link dot, we put a description correctly, and tooltip. Okay, link dot URL, link dot description, link dot tooltip. So I put star just to segregate the listing because it will display one adjacent to another. Now, as you see over here, this one, so it has first displayed the URL, so that's for the home, and it has given home description, and and then the next path is all filters, and then there is no description, and then there is all filter, right? So as you see over here, this one, this tooltip is basically uh, not exactly what you want, and you cannot make any changes within this tooltip, right? Because there is no way to go into say home page and then change the tooltip. So if I go to page settings, there's no way I can go and change that. It is by default the name of the page, and that's why it is showing me as tooltip. So instead of that, you can make use of the description object, and that's what that exactly what is shown over here. But you might have seen that for all filters, all objects, there is no description, but for entity there is a description. So where do you find that description thing, right? So let's go into entity and find that out. Okay, because entity has entity description. So it's pretty much simple. You go to your web link and go to that specific entity web link, and when you go to entity web link, you will see description HTML over here, right? So I'll go back, and what I'm gonna do is I will click on say additional filter. Okay, and I will just say additional filters for liquid. So this is what I'm putting it as a description in for one of the web link. So this is a place where you go and change that description, and you go ahead and sync it. And once you sync it, you should be able to see the output once the content loads up. So you should see the changes soon. It's still syncing. Okay. So I think I haven't saved it. So let me save and close. And I'll make another changes to sitemap as well. Okay, so sitemap description, and I'll click on save and sync. Okay, so as you see over here, there is no sitemap, there is no others. So as you see over here, we cannot actually see those sitemap page because that sitemap page is something beneath one of the page, right? So there's no point in changing those description over there, right? So we need to make change either to others or December or demo one. So go over here, go to others and make the change. So other description and save it. Then we can make change in say demo one. Okay, so if I go over here, go back, go back, and demo one, and I'll put those changes because this web link set displays everything and we are just displaying one level, right? So at the root level, so we are not going in much depth. So if we want to go through the child component, we will go that through in the next video, but for time being we're just making those changes. Okay, now once that is done, you just click on sync, and once it is synced, you should be able to see the output. Now I will show you some observations in the design mode and as well as in the run mode. Okay, now as you see over here, it's still syncing up. And then as you see over here, you can see demo one description and other description, right? That's listed over here. And sometimes it like say if you see the preview mode, now in the preview mode you can see the URL, right? Slash all filters slash all objects slash all filters, but you don't see the description, right? So that means the description is executed at the runtime, and that's why it is not displayed over here. So don't get confused, like if you don't say anything within the design studio, you make sure that you run it and then it is run at the runtime, and then you should be able to see the description. So this is just basically an introduction on how to use the web links. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to basically show the child objects as well. Okay, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.